Hey everybody, and welcome to my 18-month post-op video for my Scheuermann's disease surgery. Those of you who've been following for a little longer, this should be like vlog number 7. I don't even know, I'm not sure. But when I started these vlogs, I didn't even know what was wrong with my back. Ended up being Scheuermann's disease, had the surgery. If you haven't seen any of those videos, make sure you go check those out. But this is my 18-month post-op, and the reason it took me so long to get this highly requested video done is because after my surgery, things did not go well, and they continued to not get well. I'll be explaining all that here in a minute, but just first, I wanted to thank all you guys for your positive comments, all the new subscribers. The requests for this video have been pretty good. A lot of people seem to be interested in seeing how I'm doing, so it's time to let you all know that sometimes this surgery doesn't work that well for people. It may work good for some and most, but for me, it was not one of those cases. So let's just jump back to the beginning and start there. Now, the first 3 months after my surgery seemed like every day got just a little bit better. And so in my mind, that meant things went well. I did, however, notice that my curve was still a lot bigger than I was expecting it to be after a surgery. I was really hoping to have a straight back, and for some reason I didn't have the flat back that everyone else had. I still was curved. So I contacted my doctor. We ended up doing some imaging, and it turns out the surgeon had fused my very last vertebrae at an angle, which made me, stuck at an angle. So I'm still at around 80-85 degrees, and that's with the hardware. Turns out that surgeon got fired. He had botched a couple other surgeries. I live in Nevada, if you didn't already know that, and he had to move all the way to New York to pretty much, he's running from it. And as a result, things have not been good on my end. So with that being said, the surgeon pretty much said that there was nothing he could personally do, so he referred me to Salt Lake City, Utah. It's a university hospital they have there. And like I said, I live in Nevada, so it's a whole state away, but I got my appointment. I got some imaging done when I got there, and they sat in the room with me and basically told me that the only way that they could fix his mistake was to pull all my hardware out and then extend it all the way down to my tailbone, which would fuse me total from T2 all the way to my tailbone and taking away pretty much all of my mobility. However, they also said that the chances of it actually helping the pain are less than 50%. And really the only thing it's going to do is make the picture, that's what they called it, they're going to make it look better, but that's all. So for a cosmetic reason they won't do it, but my pain is substantially worse at this point, and it wasn't the news I wanted, but I did go ahead and elect to wait to have another surgery because I'm ready to get back to my life, and I feel like another surgery is just going to add more time to me being down. I mean, I spent so much time in bed after the last surgery and then for the last year and a half, I've spent a lot of time in bed, which I'm about to explain, because basically the next thing that happened, well, I went and saw my pain management doctor, and he gave me some options, and they seemed promising, so we tried some stuff, which I'm going to explain. So my first option that we were going to try, which he felt was going to be the most successful, was a it's a pain pump that's under the skin in my stomach. Right here, you might be able to see this bulge in the scar. It's about the size of a hockey puck. And basically, they, through the skin, will inject that with I'm actually on morphine and a local anesthetic, and it pumps it through a catheter around my side, and then once it gets to my spine, it actually goes into the dermal space with a catheter. And so it goes in the dermal space, and then it's going up my spine to, it was at T10, I'll explain the was part in just a minute, up to T10, and then it was on a real small dose of morphine directly into my spine. And it's once the dosage started going up, it really started helping. There was no side effects like with the pain pills. No nausea, no buzzed feeling, nothing like that. So we did a couple pain pump trials, and I passed. So we did go ahead and put the pump in, like I said. And about 2 weeks after that surgery, I had a really bad infection come up, and they had to go in emergency surgery and cut a huge chunk of skin out of my back. Boom, the super deep area where it was all infected. They cut it all out, pulled it super tight, and I had to have stitches for 2 months almost. It was like a month and a half. I had to have these gnarly stitches in there. And the whole time it was still leaking, and what it was spinal fluid was leaking through my wound, and that's really bad because I could have got like meningitis or something serious. So we opted to do another surgery, which I just did. It's been about 2.5 weeks now, where we went in and removed the catheter part out of my spine, just the catheter in the back, and he closed up the leak, and it seems to be closed up, so I haven't had any issues. And then in about a month, I'm going to go back in for another surgery where they're going to put the catheter back in and turn the pump back on, because it's been off for this last 2 weeks or so. So they're going to go in and put it back on, so at least I have a promising result from it. So once they get it back on, hopefully my pain levels will drop substantially. I'm really hoping for that, just so that I don't have to have another surgery. But I mean, let me show you real quick some of the damages that have been done. Alright, I just want to thank everyone who's been waiting for this video and willing to take the time to sit back and watch it and actually cares about how I'm doing. I really appreciate that from you guys. Little side note, I know a lot of people with this disability have been trying to get disability here in the United States. I should be having my hearing before the end of the year. It's been almost 3 years, so I'll try to do an update when I find something else about that, because I know if I can get it, then that my case might be able to help others. But in the meantime, I'm just hanging out doing artwork, a lot of artwork lately, because really it's the only thing I can do without being in too much pain. It's pretty miserable, to be honest. Everyone keeps telling me this is going to be temporary, but I mean, it's been 1.5 years, and I mean, temporary might be several years apparently. So anyway, thank you everybody. If you haven't subscribed already, make sure you do. I'll try to do a little bit more of these videos now that I have a little bit more mobility. And so yeah, next update could either be when my pain pump's up and running and I'm feeling good, or it could be when I hear something from disability. Either way, it's going to be good news. So thanks for watching.